Hey everyone, RogueGold here, and today we're doing a bit of another secrets video, a theory video, because there is a secret room in the Division 2 that has been around for years, I believe ever since the game launched, that I've never found a purpose for. I looked it up just recently, to do this video. I don't think anyone else has ever found any sort of purpose for this secret room, and especially given some of the stuff that has been happening in Season 10 recently, I thought this would be a good time to kind of revisit it, see what you all think about it, and see if it could potentially be linked at all to the current story of the game, because you never know when they might revisit some of these things, as we've seen evident in the story recently. So before I get too far into this, I do want to let you all know that there is a spoiler warning for this whole video on the events of Season 10. It might only be from specific targets, but just to be safe, I'll say the entire story if you have not yet completed the manhunt for any of these first three targets, Trig, Micro, or Chirpy, and you care about, getting spoiled on sort of the comms and the details of what happens with those targets, then I would recommend avoiding this video until you get that done and then coming back, because I am going to talk about some of the things that we learn from taking them down. And the specific reason I mention that is with Micro here, I believe it was, had the majority of these comms that when we took him down, there was a pretty surprising cameo in there from Vikram Malik, who, if you guys don't remember, price power. I think if we go down here to, Micro talks about, Vikram Malik, and they're out on some mission away from DC. But basically, Vikram Malik, if you don't remember, was somebody back from year one who was a part of one of these side missions way up in the top of the map. I think it was up at this building up here. And it was on a really weird cliffhanger where you helped him get these batteries for the feeder settlement, I believe it was, and then he tricks you, kind of traps you with a bunch of hyenas in there, and takes off. And there was never any resolution to that. People always thought it was super shady, thought there could be something more there, but again, like 3 years went by and we didn't hear anything. But then Season 10 brought him back around, just like it did Manny and some of these other plot threads that they're really bringing back from, back in year one and back in the day, where he is now back as a part of the current story, helping out the Black Tusk with their battery and power situation, even if it's against his will. So my whole point here is that because the secret room has been around just as long as the Vikram Malik thing, as with a lot of these other things that they're bringing back around, I'm not saying that it's going to be incorporated into the current story, but there's always a chance. And again, I looked it up. No one that I have found has ever found any sort of purpose or reason for this room existing. So you never know. Maybe they could use it for a current storyline in Season 10 or Season 11 or at some point in Year 5. Who knows? But just thought I'd bring that up. But now let's take a look at the room itself. So you're going to want to fast travel down to the classified assignment right here in the Federal Triangle District. You can also go to this control point if you don't have the classified assignments unlocked, or you can just run right over here. Where we're going is to that building right next to it over on, I'll mark it on the map so that everybody can see. You want to go to the southern entrance of this building right here on D Street Northwest, right next to all these things and right next to the Jefferson Trade Center main mission. So we'll start running over here. And again, because of how, widespread all of the secrets are within the Division 2, of course, I've made videos on it before, stuff like the Roosevelt Island hidden room, stuff like the secret hunters you can find on all of that. They've always been very generous with the amount of secrets that are in this game, and sometimes they lead places and sometimes they don't. This one, though, I feel like is almost too perfect to not incorporate into some sort of reason here in the future. So again, you're going to want to come to the south side of this building that again is on D Street, right next to this control point, Jefferson Trade Center of this building right here. And right here on D Street, there is a door that leads into the bottom floor of this building. Doesn't go anywhere else on any of the other sides, a bunch of closed doors, yada yada. But then you have an elevator here that is sitting open. Now, I want to quickly put on my pistol with a flashlight so we can kind of investigate a little more. But you can come in here, hit the button, and pretty soon you'll be transported to this secret room. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this secret kind of nightclub. It's a really cool design, and it's super odd that it's never had any sort of usage. Again, I've never found anything that it has a purpose for. I looked it up again just before doing this video, and no one else that I could see ever found any sort of purpose or usage for this room. If there is one that I'm unaware of, please, of course, do let me know. But yeah, I don't think there's ever been any sort of intended purpose that anyone has discovered for this room. So of course there's a lot of stuff on the bottom floor here. In the center you just have a bar. Again, these square lights are pretty cool. They're kind of like the ones over in the Federal Bunker over by DZ West, that main mission with the blue cubes at the beginning. That part's always really cool. Over here it's pretty dark, but just some chairs. There's an abandoned piano. I mean, this is definitely some sort of club bar type situation. And yeah, there's really nothing to interact with in here. There's no notable like props or any sort of other story details or anything like that. Like, it's a pretty barren room, quote unquote, aside from the cool details they put into it. But yeah, there's never been any sort of purpose for it. I think there's some balloons in there. So who knows? The only identifying detail I ever found was that right here, there is a faint hyena symbol. Now, the hyenas were also associated with Vicar Malik. Again, I'm not saying that this has necessarily any relevance to the current story of Season 10, but because they're bringing that stuff back, you never know what old stuff they can incorporate. So whether this could ever have any sort of relation to the hyenas or Vikram, I have no idea. But again, just pretty cool. If you go upstairs here, it's really just more of the same. Just more open space to kind of explore. Look around in here. There's plenty of doors, but none of them can open. None of them lead anywhere that I've ever found. And so, yeah, it's a pretty empty room. You'll never get any enemies up here because, of course, you have to go up that elevator. There's no way they can really spawn. So it'd be cool if they turned this into some sort of, like, social hub, you know, that you could go to and just hang out with people and have fun. But, you know, other than that, it's just an empty room that, again, has been here since year one, and that myself nor anyone that I've seen has ever found a purpose for, ever found any mission it's tied to, any Easter eggs, anything like that. And I find that to be very odd, given the Division 2 is always super detailed when they do that sort of stuff. So that's about all I have to say on this one, everybody. Again, if you want to come and check this room out for yourself, you go to the south side of this building right here next to Jefferson Trade Center and this classified assignment and the demolition site control point. South entrance, go in there, take the elevator up, and you will find yourself in this this hidden room, this kind of nightclub, bar, lounge. It's really cool. If you guys have any sorts of ideas on what this could be connected to, I would love to hear your thoughts on it. If you think it could ever be brought back to the current story, or, you know, whatever you think Massive should kind of turn it into and use it for. I mean, it's just empty space. I feel like there's a lot of room they could do to do something cool with it. Of course, that's, you know, down the pipeline. They've got a lot of stuff to worry about in the meantime, but secrets are always fun. I would love to hear all of your guys' thoughts on this one. Thank you all so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and be sure to subscribe with notifications on so you can be updated every time I upload. Again, as I said, let me know your thoughts. If you have any sort of theories about this room, I would love to hear them. But that is going to be about it for me today, everybody. Once again, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and until the next one, guys, RogueGold. Ow.